Alright, we pumping. We are pumping. Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
Alright. This is your brother Kahan.
Hi, Wadash.
Yerushalayim.
Alright, from the GMS. You all know us from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Campaign Trinidad. Alright, first and foremost, Kal Halayim, La Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham Yaroshai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Alright. Double honors unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations unto the brothers, who teaching this truth, preaching this truth through the four corners of the earth in all truth and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so no more than ever for this truth. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites who looks like the other nations, but are Israel through their forefatherly lineage. And shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwards who is in this truth here. Alright, so this video here, I don't have a name for it as yet. Maybe something simple. The breakdown of Esther 8 and 17, Esther 8 and 17 breakdown. Alright, because concerning about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, about 3 weeks about?
About 2 weeks.
2 weeks about. Alright, when we was doing the works, Christian came up to us, spewing his vomit, trying to say he could confound us, with Esther 8 and 17 concerning nations being grafted in, under the umbrella of the nation of Israel. Alright, so the thing about it is, as I told him, you cannot just read one scripture and say, well, alright, you get the full understanding of that scripture just like that, because that Esther 8 and 17, is a tripping stone and a rock of offense unto many. Alright? And the thing is, he do not know. They didn't understand the milk, much less to go into meat. Alright? And they don't know how to study the scriptures. So if you can get from I think it's 2 Thessalonians 2 and 15, Baba Kasha.
And when I read you want to precept upon precept on
you will hold that. You will hold that. Yeah, you will hold that.
You hold it, right?
Yeah.
2 Thessalonians.
Yeah, 2 and 15. Let me hear what I'm saying.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 15.
No, it's 2 or 5 and 50. That's not. I ain't want to tell you no nonsense, no?
2 Thessalonians 5.
Well, 1 Thessalonians. Let's bear with me. No. No, I'm going to study.
Yeah.
No, it's Timothy Salakiat. It's Timothy. Yeah, 2 Timothy 2 and 15. Not Thessalonians. 2 Timothy 2 and 15.
So this is 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15. Right? It says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Alright? Study to show thyself approved. And the thing about it with these Christians, they are not studied. Alright? They are not well studied to show thyself approved. Right? That's why they will always be ashamed, be made a laughing stock of, be ridiculed. Alright? Because Christianity is really a joke. Christianity is the church is like a comedy house, and like where you're going to the spectacular show to take in Tommy Joseph and Larry Joseph and laugh your belly full. That's what the church house really is about.
That's why there are so many comedians that spoof the church, especially the black church. So-called black church.
Alright? So yeah, you have to study to show yourself approved. A workman Right? Wait, sir. So, Outman what?
Needed not to be
ashamed, yeah, rightly dividing the word of truth. Right? So how you rightly dividing the word of truth? Bring it out from Shalom.
Right, then I have this is Isaiah 28 and 10.
Yeah. Start from 9.
Let me start from 9, Isaiah 28 and 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge?
Right, how shall we teach you this knowledge? Right.
And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
And how are we going to make you understand this doctrine here? This true doctrine. Alright? Because this doctrine is the truth and the living waters. Alright, go ahead.
And them that are weaned from the milk.
Them that are weaned from the milk, which means what? They come off the breast. Alright? You can start taking solid. So what that means what? You had to bring yourself back down to what? A little child again.
God.
Because all what you think you know, Salakia, all what you think you know, alright? And all what you feel you know, and think that well, alright, that is solid truth. Salakia, you know, you need to be learned all over again.
Which is why Lord Yahushua tell Nicodemus, I need to be born again.
Can.
You know? Not literally, but spiritually.
Can. Go ahead.
Right? So them that are weaned from the milk,
yeah,
and drawn from the breast.
And drawn from the breast, go ahead.
For precept must be upon precept.
Yeah, so precept must be upon precept. Go ahead.
Precept upon precept.
Precept upon precept. Word.
Line upon line.
Line upon line.
Line upon line.
Line upon line.
And the reason why they repeat it is because that's how you move precept on down precept. They're stressing it.
And
right?
Yeah, to prove that there is a proof there is that what you must do.
Can.
Go ahead.
Here a little and there a little.
Here a little and there a little.
I wonder what precept for you too.
Right?
Yeah.
Where are they?
I have Psalm 119 and 104.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right?
That's self
Psalm 119 and 104. Through thy precepts, I
now,
get...
but here, go before... Yeah. Read that.
Right? Psalm 119 and 104. Through thy precepts, I get understanding.
Yeah, through thy precepts, I get understanding.
Therefore,
that's how you're going to understand the scriptures. Through the precepts, because, hey, the Bible is not written in chronological order. If you can get that meaning from Baba Kosha.
Yeah.
Right? The Bible is not written in chronological order. Alright? The Bible is a literal just jigsaw puzzle. I just always say, I just always keep on repeating myself for that. You trying to read the Bible like a storybook, like you're reading Hansel and Gretel and Boyo and Carla and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Yeah, you would never get the understanding.
No. That chronological here. It's following the order.
Following the what?
The order in which they occurred.
In which they occurred, which would, right, so that going into a time period, following the order of a time period. Alright?
Yeah, like a timeline.
Yeah, a timeline. The Bible wasn't written like in that full timeline, one after the next, you know?
You can. Let's finish up this precept, right?
Yeah.
It says, through thy precepts, I get understanding.
Through thy precepts, I get understanding. Go ahead.
Therefore, I hate every false way.
Yeah, it can. And Christianity is a false way, a false teaching. Right?
Yeah, I wanna fight for you.
Yeah. That's now. Go to verse 15 now.
In Psalm 119.
Yeah, and then because what the next one
jump down. Psalm 119 and verse 15.
Yeah.
I will meditate in thy precepts.
You will meditate in the precepts. Once you get the understanding and you get it and you see that Christianity is a false way, a false teaching. Everything about Christianity is just lies. You will meditate on something, to ponder, to study.
Yeah, like how do you mean it here?
Go ahead.
To think deeply about something. Right? Focus one's mind.
Yeah, you will focus on it. Right? Because you will come to the understanding, but wait now. But when I learn this in Christianity and I come to study the truth here now, it's something totally different. So you will be more intrigued. It is now getting your attention. Right? It's now it gave that buzz, it wake you up, you know. According to Esau, your spidey senses started saying, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead,
Let me jump back to 104. Finish reading there. Psalm 119
and 15.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I read 15 already.
You didn't finish it?
Got more? Psalm 119 and 15. I will meditate in thy precepts and have respect unto thy ways.
Yeah. Yeah, you will have respect unto thee. You know something going to start, and that respect is going into fear to it. Because when you're getting to really understand the deepness, the whole rawness of the truth. So you will start to respect the ways of Yahweh Hashem and fear him. Right? But where are they going now? Where are they now?
Let me see if I have something else here. There's Isaiah 8 and 20. To the law and to the testimony. Right? Yeah. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word.
If they speak not according to the word of this truth here. And yeah, because again, Yahweh Hashem don't care about your opinion, you don't care about my opinion. Your opinion and my opinion really don't matter where the truth is considered in the scriptures. Best believe that. Get that in a thick skull. You Christians, get that in a thick skull. Alright? Yahweh Hashem don't care about your opinion.
Proverbs 5 here.
Yeah.
He said, Proverbs chapter 5 verse 1, he said, my son, attend unto my wisdom.
Attend unto what?
My wisdom.
Which is the truth. Go ahead.
And bow thy ear to my understanding.
And bow thy ear to my understanding. That's what, so that goes into what? Lean not unto your own understanding. Alright? Lean not unto your own understanding. Because again, you're reading one precept, right? And you want to lean on your own understanding and say, well, this with me and that is with me. You understand? Or you're listening unto the pastor and swallowing that garbage, that vomit, that filth that the pastor giving you, and you regurgitating that vomit. Alright?
You finish arguing?
Yeah, you
this one? There's Jeremiah 17 and 9 saying the heart is deceitful above all things.
Which is your mind.
You know? And desperately wicked.
So don't lean on your own understanding, nigga.
Who can know it?
Who can know it?
You know, he went up and 2 months sit down and think about that and think of that and say, how I could cut these brothers. Yeah. But he came very confident.
Yeah.
Right? He come very confident that he say, I could cut up these men here.
You know?
You understand? Pull up Old Testament scripture and he feel we happy there. You understand?
Well, you know, these men they'll be teaching from all different camps.
Yeah.
You understand? And bringing forth all manner of different abominable philosophies.
Yeah.
Right?
But he could plainly see he is plain out Christian. You know, plain out Christian. Plain out Christian. Alright? So now, as we telling you break down your explanation and whatever you learn and taught concerning Esther 8 and 17 is a total lie. Alright? And we can prove it. Alright? Because when you go to First Thessalonians 5 and 21.
Yeah, you want to bring it on? You want to bring out the Esther?
Yeah, you go bring out the Esther. Let me just read this here.
Where?
There is First Thessalonians 5 and 21. It says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Alright? So we're going to prove. Right? Not offer we hear. I think it's so in there, Shalom. Nobody preach but I feel it's so, you know. Where you think I wadash? Right? It's not going to be that. We're going to prove all, bring back the Isaiah 8 and 20 again, Baba Kosha. Yeah. Just one more time, Baba Kosha. Right? Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
This
So,
is Isaiah chapter 8 verse 20. He said, to the law and to the testimony.
To the law and to the testimony. Go ahead.
If they speak not according to this word,
if we speak not according to this word, but by our own opinion,
it is because there is no light in them.
It's because there is no light in us. So that's why we have to prove everything we say by the word. And we're going to hold fast onto that, because why? It is good. It is good. Alright, so let me get into it now.
You read scripture first?
Yeah.
It says, Esther chapter 8 and 16. Say the Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor.
Where we read verse 16?
Yeah. Verse 17. And in every province and in every city, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. Many of the people of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews fell upon them.
Alright, so good. So
now the background to that is the fact that the wicked plan of Haman,
right,
the Edomite, the Amalekite, was foiled. He was put to death. And as a result, and Mordecai was lifted up to the position that that he was in. So that's the reason why the Jews were rejoicing.
That is what you have to understand. Alright? Now, first thing first, the essence of this whole book of Esther. Right? Esther along with even Ezra. Alright? Baba Kosha. Esther 8, Esther 1-on-1 Salakia.
Esther 1-on-1?
Yeah, Esther 1-on-1. Then we get, according to you Christians, let us get the context. Let's get the full context of the scripture.
Esther chapter 1 verse 1.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus.
That's no Salakia. Yeah. You go read that? Salakia. Ezra 1-on-1. Yeah. Go ahead, continue.
Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus.
Ahasuerus, which is Artaxerxes. Right? So that name is supposed to ring a bell. And we will find out who Artaxerxes represents. Alright, go ahead.
This is Ahasuerus, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia.
From India unto Ethiopia. Go ahead.
Over 127 provinces.
Alright, so Artaxerxes, right, was controlling a very serious landmass. Alright, from India going straight down, and it wasn't really Ethiopia, it was Egypt. Because Ethiopia was never conquered. To this day, Ethiopia never been conquered. The last man that tried was Mussolini, and he failed. And there's a reason why Yahweh Hashem Yahushai never let Ethiopia to be conquered. A very big reason why. And it is because of just one scripture. Yeah? You ready? You ready?
You ready for it?
Yeah.
This book of Ezra, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia.
King of what?
King of Persia.
Go ahead.
That the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled. The Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, Yahweh power of heaven had given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he had charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah.
All right. So we will come back to that. Right? But what I want to get to is that same Cyrus, all right? Because I think it was Cyrus before. I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't do more studies than that with where Cyrus and Darius is concerned. But the reason why I went there, telling back to here, Baba Pasha, go into your phone now.
Esther?
No, not Esther. a way to go and dig up all the secular history concerning the Medo-Persian Empire and find out where did the Medo-Persian and where was the borders itself, the beginning and the ending of their borders. So and I say something to that effect there. And then I go get to prove something here. I go now to Daniel.
Empire stretching from Europe's Balkan Peninsula in the west to India's Indus Valley in the east.
To where? Read it all out. They can read it all out.
I'm going to read this out here.
Yeah.
Right? Are you from the top here? The Persian Empire is the name given to a series of dynasties centered in modern day Iran.
Centered in modern day Iran, right?
That spanned several centuries from the 6th century BC to the 20th century AD.
Good.
The first Persian Empire, founded by Cyrus the Great around 550 BC, and this Cyrus, that same Cyrus was reading about, became one of the largest empires in history, stretching from Europe's Balkan Peninsula to the west.
Now the Balkan is like we are around Russia and whatnot, because the Medes, remember the Medes, they were because Cyrus was a Mede, I think I want to believe Cyrus was a Mede, and the Medes, they had Europe. That was their landmass, the Medes, which is they are Japhites. Yeah, something there, scripture.
They say King of Persia. I don't know whether he's a Persian or he must be. But they have he say from Europe's Balkan Peninsula to in the west to India's Indus Valley in the east. Right? So let me see if I can get where the modern day Europe Balkan Peninsula is.
And I want to believe that is in Russia, you know, or just off of Russia. The landmass there.
Lies east of Italy.
East of Italy?
Yeah. So what we see right there on the map right there. Yeah. By the
east of Italy, the Bosnia, right? Albania, blah blah blah.
So that's east of Italy, straight down to the
Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
To the Mediterranean, and like going all long way down to Greece and what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those countries are surrounding
the
Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah. Right? Going on, or we know through the script here, going all the way and it's stretching all the way down to Egypt, to the borders of Ethiopia, really Egypt. Alright? So this here it is speaking about the Medo-Persian captivity. That the first thing you had to get with understanding with. Right? Because according as Elder Apostle Gabar, as Elder Apostle Gabar as well as teacher say, that's how to know the history in order to know the mystery. Alright? So let's go into the Medo-Persian captivity. Alright? So as my brother Yerushalayim rightfully said, to understand the context of Esther 8 and 17 and why there was rejoicing, you have to remember of the treacherous plot that Haman, Agagite, was actually who goes back to the lineage of Amalek, who goes back to the lineage of Esau, Edom, right? And his treacherous act in trying to get the nation of Israel, actually the southern kingdom, now actually the southern kingdom with Judah, Benjamin, Levi, to wipe them off the face of the map. Alright? So now, We bring back over the Esther 8 and 17, Baba Kosha.
Yeah, this is Esther chapter 8 verse
That's
7.
not it. I have some here. That's not it. And to prove again, concerning what I was saying just now, Salaki about that. This is Daniel 8 and 2. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass, when I saw that I was at Shushan in the palace, which is in the province of Elam, right? Which is where? India. Alright? And I saw a vision, and I was by the river of Ulai. Alright? And this going straight back to Esther 1 and 2 and First Maccabees 8 and 8 and all of that. But we are going to go through all that. So read over the Esther 8 and 17 about Kusha.
And in every province and in every city,
Right? All throughout. Right? The Medo-Persian Empire. Go ahead.
whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. And many of the people of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews fell upon them.
For the fear of the Jews fell upon them. Alright, so let me see the phone now, Baba Kosha. So go into the give me the blue letter.
Blue letter?
Yeah, blue letter.
Esther?
Yeah. I seen Esther 8 and 17.
No, I thought there. People. Which one you want? Wood people?
Nah.
I went into that one and I don't know the thing you can prove to through that wood.
People?
Yep.
And the people, right?
Yep.
Alright, so I'll read it from here. Alright, whatsoever the commandment and the kings and his decree came. Alright? What do you have? And his decree came had joy and gladness, and a feast day, and a good, and many of the people. Alright, so when you go into the word people, oh shucks. I forget the change is wrong in it.
Yeah, they switch it up. Yeah,
they switch it up.
This on the next side.
Yeah, the next side
Yeah,
now.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
They change on the blue letter.
Right? And then go into the word people, right? A nation, a people, nation, persons, members of one's people, compatriots, countrymen, kinsmen, and kindred. Alright? So you're seeing kinsmen and kindred, right? Kinsmen and kindred goes into what? The next of kin. Right? Your bloodline. Alright? Persons, members of one people. Alright? Let me see if I can get anything from the
Now, what's the Hebrew word is
Yeah, it's
Now, if you go, an example of that, another scripture of the same Hebrew word, is in Exodus, the 1st chapter and the 20th verse. Right? Well, I have it here to read here too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because this showing you that Israel, right?
Yeah.
Is the people, right? As the brother was now reading there about, the kindred, right? So this Exodus chapter 1 and verse 20. And this is when actually let me read up from verse 18, right? Let's take some context of this, right? And the king of Egypt, this is Exodus 1 and 18, the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this thing, and have saved the men children alive? Because the midwives, they got an order to put to death all the male children, right?
Yeah.
Right? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively, and are delivered ere before, which ere means before, the midwives come in unto them. Therefore, the Most High dealt well with the midwives, and the people. And if you go into that word people, you'll see the same
thing, right?
the same word. The people multiplied and waxed very mighty. Right? The people are the same in the Hebrew. Right?
Right.
So we talk more we just talk more the Egyptians.
Hell no. Alright? So, I'm going into, when I go down more into it, right? When I go down more into it, when I say, and the people of the land became Jews, and the fear, and fell for the fear, alright? So I'm going now to Strong's.
Strong's H 3064. Yehudi.
Alright? So let's go down and go even deeper here now. Alright? Yehudi. Right? Patronymically from age 63, a Judahite. No, not this one, not this one. Not this one, not this one. Alright, let's see here. I know what the thing there, no. I'll find it just now. Just be out now.
Yeah, because you know, as you say, you know, the
Alright, I get it.
Well,
yeah, I get it. Alright? So the Strong's H.
Strong's H 3054. Yahed.
Alright? Yahad, right? Yahad. Alright? To become a Jew in fact or in fraud, become Judaized, right? Judaized, right? Judaized. Right? To become a Jew in fact, which is to come back to a true heritage. Alright? Because remember, Deuteronomy 28:64, Baba Kosha. Yeah, Deuteronomy 28:64, anybody? What's the next one by Saul?
28:64.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 28:64. Give me a look. Luke 21. Luke 21.
Yeah, Luke 21.
Luke 21 and 24. Straight to the point. I will take the Deuteronomy 20:64 first.
Yeah, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64.
Go ahead.
It says, and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, and it says from the one end of the earth,
from one end of the earth,
even unto the other.
Because they're the curses this is the curses that fall upon Israel. Right? Hence the reason why they've been going from captivity to captivity to captivity. Alright, go ahead.
He said, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. Go ahead.
Even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone. Alright? So, give me
This is Luke 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
You see, they, the Israelites, right? Because this going into the prophecy of Yahushua, telling them, you know, when they shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies to flee to the mountains and what have you, alright? Then you go to verse 20, alright? But go ahead.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
And shall be led away captives into all nations. Go ahead.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Which is what's taking place now with those rats in our land, right?
But
that is not the point where I want to get at is the point I want to get at is the fact that Israel being scattered into these nations, alright? And this is what ended up taking place for them.
Well, and I'll have a scripture to rewrite in Esther8 to prove that too.
Yeah, you will get to that.
Go ahead.
It says Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4.
Go ahead.
He said, and thou even thyself
Thou even thyself, go ahead.
shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee.
That I gave thee, you will discontinue, you will stop from the heritage that he gave you. Go ahead.
And I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Yeah, right? Us being slaves in all these lands. Go ahead.
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Can. Alright? So, when I go back to the scripture, and the same, when I say many people became Jews and what have you, and I go back to the Hebrew Strong's H3054, alright, which is Yahad, alright, it says to become a Jew, alright. In fact, being a true Jew, right, being factual, a true Jew, or in fraud, right, which is these other nations, which is these nations, right, they had us to succumb to following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the right, the same ways as Israel, right, the same laws and everything as Israel, right, by the commandment of the king of the Medo-Persian Empire. All right. So yes, it had non-Israelites, right, who was following the laws, statutes, and whatnot have you, but that does not make them a part of the nation of Israel, number one. And number two, that does not bring them into the promise. That does not help out in Irashulum.
In terms of let's repeat what you were saying, yeah.
What I was saying, right, this here, it proves, when I say, when this, it's saying here, to become Jew in fact or in fraud, become Judaized.
Yeah.
Alright? So it had, when I read Jeremiah 17 and 4, alright? Remember, every captivity that Israel went in, there was always a bunch of Israelites who would fall away from their heritage.
Done.
Right? They will have some who will still keep. Right?
Done.
It will have some who will still keep, and it will have some who will still follow. Because if you go back to just go back to your Apocrypha. Your Apocrypha there. Go to rest of Esther. You know how to read the whole thing. Go to the rest of Esther. Rest of Esther 13 and read from 3 and going on to that other stuff.
Yeah, this is rest of Esther 13 and verse 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, now when I asked my counselors how this might be brought to pass, Haman, that excelled in wisdom among us, and was approved for his constant goodwill and steadfast fidelity.
Yeah, because he was a hierarch, although he was not of the Medo-Persian blood, alright? Because the rest of the book of rest of Esther, it proves that, even in Esther and all, it proves that, alright, that he was an Agagite, but he had a high position within the Medo-Persian Empire. Alright, go ahead.
And he was second place in the kingdom.
Yeah.
Right? And was approved for his constant goodwill and steadfast fidelity, and had the honor of second place in the kingdom. Declared unto us that in all nations, right, throughout the world, there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations, and continually despised the commandments of kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms, honorably intended by us, cannot go forward.
Alright, already know. Alright? So, So you see you're seeing there that all throughout from the Assyrian, not really the Assyrian, but let me say from the Babylonian to the Medo-Persian, the Grecian, even the Romans, these empires that Israel was being held captive by, alright, and their consecutive, right? It always had a group, it always had a remnant of Israel, always. Yahweh Shai always preserve a remnant who will stick to his laws, his statutes, and commandments. And then it will have those that fall away. Alright? So when they come back here, it says to become a Jew in fact or in fraud. Alright? The Jews in fact, right? These are Jews who knew that they were Jews, but they was following the heathenistic customs and come back because of the decree that Artaxerxes had carried out, because you will get more account of that decree in the Apocrypha in First Ezra.
And even just to add, because back then they could have tell the Jews who was Jews and who was not. Right? Because even when you go in the book of Esther, they started to prosecute all Jews among every nation.
I have an example as well in the Second Chronicles with the king of Asa, and that same thing. When they move away from the Lord and when he went back to the Lord, right? When King Asa moved back to the Lord and destroyed idols of the land, certain strangers of Israel came unto him. I will read it after.
I don't want you to forget. See that one? I don't want you to forget that at all. Alright? So, as you can see here, alright, in fact, or in fraud, now the ones who became Jews in fraud is non-Israelites. Alright? Who follow the king's commandment and start to follow the lifestyle, which is the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the nation of Israel. Alright? They came under subjection, but that doesn't mean they are counted for the promise. Alright? That doesn't mean
from the holy seed.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they are part of Israel. Alright? And then the thing is, that was just a preview of what is to come in the future with these other nations after they done serve the time in slavery.
Done. Yeah.
Alright?
You had to be born into this thing.
Gone.
Alright? It's no graphing and no heathens. Alright? Because we tried that before, Jake tried that before, and it was a nightmare. Like we talking about John Hyrcanus.
Yeah.
Alright? Try drafting these Edomites, and that's the reason why we have all them who claim our heritage right now and in our land. Alright? So that wasn't the time for him to do that, you know. That was a big mistake. You know? That was a big mistake. You know, and plus you have certain prophecies too that say that we was gonna forget our heritage. Alright? That's certain prophecies that say we're supposed to forget our heritage. But they never claimed to forget anything.
No.
Right? Because why? They were converts. Right? And they kept it up to date. It wasn't taken away from them. Alright? And the scriptures prove that. The scriptures are going to prove that.
Alright, so now go to the Chronicles.
Alright, let me go Chronicles, right? It's Second Chronicles. Let me read, right?
Yeah.
I'll start from the top. Second Chronicles 15 and verse 1, right?
Yeah.
And the Spirit of the Most High came upon Azariah, the son of Oded, and he went out to meet Asa, and said unto him, Hear me, Asa, and all of Judah and Benjamin. Yahweh is with you, while ye be with him, and if you seek him, he will be found of you.
Yeah.
But if you forsake him, he will forsake you. Now for a long season Israel had been without the true God, and without a teaching priest, and without law.
And that is when what the Medo-Persian?
This is when the two kingdoms is separated and whatnot.
Alright,
I think Asa, I think it was around right
around
after the split.
split.
Right after the split.
Alright.
Long after the split.
Alright.
Alright? So but when they in their trouble did turn unto Yahweh, power of Israel, and sought him, he was found of them. Right? And in those times there was no peace to him that went out, nor to him that came in. But great vexations were upon all the inhabitants of the countries.
Because go back to the curses, you shall go out one way and flee 7 ways, right? And in these nations you shall find no rest, right? Go ahead.
And nation was destroyed of nation, and city of city, for the Most High did vex them with all adversity. Right? Be ye strong therefore, right? He's talking to Asa now.
Yeah.
And let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded. You know? Verse 8 says, and when Asa heard these words and the prophecy of Oded the prophet, he took courage and put away the abominable idols out of all the land of Judah and Benjamin, and out of the cities which he had taken from Mount Ephraim, and renewed the altar of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that was before the porch of the Lord. And hear this part, right? Verse 9 say, and he gathered all Judah and Benjamin, and the strangers,
and the what?
The strangers which with him out of Ephraim and Manasseh, and out of Simeon. These are strangers, right?
Right.
For they fell to him out of Israel in abundance, when they saw that the Yahweh, his power, was with him.
Right? Okay. Because you see them tribes are called there?
Yeah.
Who's the head tribe of the northern kingdom? Ephraim, right? After the split, where is Jeroboam? Jeroboam was the son of Solomon?
No, Rehoboam.
Rehoboam.
Yeah.
Right, Jeroboam. He was the first to make sure that Israel go into sin with idol worship. Right? He was the first. Right? Because he didn't want Israel to go down to Judah for Passover and whatnot. It was instructed to go into Jerusalem 3 times for the year and whatnot. So he set up an altar and whatnot for them to keep it there. Right? An idolatrous altar and what have you. Right? So you see there the strangers of Israel. Right? It's clear.
Yeah.
So now, where's the scripture here that tell me to go and read? Because I want to go in depth, because this Esther 8 and 17 is going all back to all where he was trying to see he could have confirmed. That's what it was, Deuteronomy 10 and 19, I think.
You get that? Yeah, okay. Alright.
Or 10 and 16.
Wait, that was one of the strangers he brought up.
Yeah.
So that was to cut that too.
Yeah.
You know? Because what strangers they talking about is not strangers from the land. They're talking about not literal heathens.
You know?
10 and 19. Deuteronomy 10.
It's Deuteronomy 10, boy. You can remember exactly.
I'm trying to remember. Deuteronomy 20.
He said, love ye therefore the stranger.
Go up to 16. Go up to 16 and I think that's 10.
No, 10 saying, and I stayed.
Yeah, it's Deuteronomy 10. That was saying, man.
10 and 19.
10 and,
yeah, man.
Deuteronomy start from verse 16.
Yeah.
He said, Deuteronomy 10 verse 16. He says, circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked.
And be no more stiff-necked. Circumcise the foreskin of your mind. Alright? Which is to what? To humble yourself and come back to the laws, the statutes, and the commandments. Right? And practice this work spiritually, where it will reflect on your physical counterpart. Right? Go ahead.
He said, for Yahweh, your power, is power of powers. Right? And Lord of Lords, a great power, a mighty and terrible, which regardeth not persons, nor taketh reward.
Yeah, right? So yes, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, he's irrespective of no person. Alright? But when they go to because when they was about to that, but I said, nah, that go to, you end up changing the topic now, boy. You end up changing the topic. But when I go to Exodus 2, I think it's Exodus 2. Let's be out with Baba Kosha. Yeah. Exodus 2 and 25. And Yahweh looked upon the children of Israel, and Yahweh had respect unto them. Right? Now I could have cut some of that scripture. But I didn't want you to go today to change the whole topic, because that's what Christians does. You understand?
Jumping here.
Where when they see the getting cut, they just want to jump here, jump there, and jump everywhere to kind. That is straight Christianity is a whole ball of confusion. They don't know how to stay on one track. Right? That's why wide is the road that leads to destruction. The scripture don't lie about all here. Right? So continue reading Baba Kosha.
Say he doeth execute judgment. This is Deuteronomy 10:18, right? Say he doeth execute judgment of the fatherless and widow, and loveth the stranger.
And loveth the what?
The stranger, in giving him food and raiment.
And giving him food and raiment. Alright? So that is the day, right? So
we see what the stranger
so we say so you will see stranger there now, because remember all this is keeping in context with the Esther 8 and 17. So now you will see stranger and you jump. You see the stranger, this, that. Alright, no problem. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. So now Baba Kosha, go to Exodus 12, and you can start from 48.
Exodus 12.
Rashalam, Exodus 2 and 16.
2 and 16.
Yeah, Exodus 2 and 16.
There is Exodus 12, verse 48. He said, and when a stranger shall sojourn with thee,
alright, see the word stranger again. Go ahead.
And will keep the Passover to Yahweh, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it.
Alright, so you see the stranger can come and take the Passover, a East Indian, a Chinese, a so-called white man, wherever, they can come and take the Passover because look, a stranger, he's not of Israel. Go ahead. Verse 49, that's verse 49, and that is it after, or they don't put 48.
And now prove something there.
Verse 49, right? No, right. He said, and he shall be one, and he shall be as one that is born in the land.
And he shall be as one that is born in the land. Go ahead.
For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof.
Eat thereof of the Passover. That is a law. Alright, go ahead.
One law shall be to him that is homeborn.
One law shall be to him of the homeborn, those who is born of Israel, in Israel, who born in the land of Israel. Go ahead.
And unto the stranger that sojourn among you.
And unto the stranger that sojourn among you. Alright? So now you're at Shalom. Exodus 2 and 16, Baba Kosha.
This is Exodus chapter 2 and verse 16.
Yes, now I hold up, eh? You keeping up there, sister?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead.
That is Exodus 2 and verse 16.
Go
Now
ahead.
the priest of Midian had 7 daughters.
The priest of what?
Midian had 7 daughters. And they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and held them
Go ahead.
and watered their flock.
Go ahead.
And when they came to Reuel their father, he said, how is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds.
Alright, because he was, that alone they should show you that Moses was a so-called black man, because he was mistaken for an Egyptian, but we ain't going into that. Continue.
And also drew water enough for us and water the flock.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter.
Mm-hmm. He gave Moses Zipporah his daughter, right? Go ahead.
And she bare him a son,
Uh-huh.
and he called his name Gershom.
He called his name what?
Gershom.
Go ahead.
For he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land.
Alright. So now, Yerushalayim,
Yeah.
blue letter, to that same, in that same,
Well,
in that same.
I'll show you something. We're not going to the tail.
Yeah, go and take it, and then you go show me where this, where,
160.
yeah,
It's 160, right? Let's
Yeah.
go into that wood there.
yeah. So, this Bible, buddy, I regret when I was in the world
Nice,
that I used to blaspheme this book, buddy.
20,
Yeah?
21.
Yeah, 221, yeah.
21.
I regret it. But through the power and spirit of Yahweh, I show you open my eyes. That now I can stay down in front of a camera, you understand, with my Akiums here, you understand, and hold a class, hold a video, and go into the mysteries, the in-depthness of the scripture. Right? Go ahead. When I get you.
Right, so I've
Bring it, I'm Brazilian. Bring all the
been a
words.
stranger, right?
Yeah, bring all the words. Bring all the words in the strong, in the.
Yeah, bring it out for you. This is I've picked first looking up. I have been a stranger, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We went down one first, right?
yeah.
Right? This is
Strong's H 1616. Guard. Guard.
God, right?
Yeah, God.
Just below that, Gator. Gator.
Uh-huh.
Right. So it say a sojourner,
A what?
a sojourner,
Uh-huh.
right? A temporary inhabitant.
A sojourner.
Yeah.
I'll go back to Iba.
Yeah. So it's a sojourner, what a crossover what I do in Hebrew.
Right? At Iba.
Yeah, Hebrew, yeah. You see one who
travel.
transverse.
Yeah,
travels.
yeah.
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 Yeah, you know, a temporary inhabitant, they say a newcomer, you know,
Uh-huh.
of foreigners in Israel do concede the rights, I would say, do concede the rights. But I wanted that, yeah, when you're done, so you see God, that Hebrew word God, right?
Uh-huh.
When you go back to that same scripture, I believe I pull in Chronicles,
Mm.
right? When you reference it to Second Chronicle, I think Second Chronicles 15, I believe, no, it's 15? I think so, 15 and 9, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that, you know. Alright, I'm trying to cross-reference the Hebrew, right? Straight, right, so look. The same word that they had there, for God, it says it's the same God. When they talk about the strangers of Benjamin
Right.
and of of Ephraim and Manasseh.
Manasseh, yeah.
Right? It's the same God. Right? It's God. It's Gur or God.
Mhm.
They don't say it Gur, but it's the same God. Right?
Strong's H 1481. Good.
They say Gur, but they don't have no U in the Hebrew.
Hebrew, yeah.
Right? So it's the A if you place it. So they're so trying to
Yeah.
play with the word. It's the same word. It's say to sojourn.
The sojourn.
To sojourn. Right? And this definitely is talking about Israelites.
Right.
So if it's the same word referring to strangers of Israel, then wouldn't it be the same Hebrew word referring to this? Hebrew is not like English. It's not a bastard language. Right? It's very direct. It's very straight to the point. Right?
Can't.
There's no meaning, one word meaning different things. And
Yeah, yeah.
Right? It's not like that. Right? So that this just prove that those strangers were Israelites. Right? Who sojourn, who live in another land. Right? And may have come back, and that used to happen a lot.
And when you read go down, it says to abide, stay, temporarily dwell.
Can. And you know, a good example is Acts chapter 2.
I was going to that. Don't come to that. I was going to that later. Yeah. Don't come to that yet. So go back to the name Gershom in the Exodus 2. I think it's 21. The last verse. The last one. Yeah.
So you go back to Exodus 21.
Exodus 2 and yeah.
Sorry, 2.
Yeah, 2.
Exodus 2.
Chapter
and
2,
and
where
verse
he
20.
named his son Gershom, where Moses named his son Gershom.
Yeah, come.
We found out what Gershom means.
Let's go Gershom.
Strong's H 1647. Gershom. Gershom.
Yeah, foreigner.
A what?
Foreigner.
Uh-huh.
First one son of Moses,
Uh-huh.
first one son of Levi, a son of the priestly family of Phinehas who returned from exile with Ezra. Right, so that is another one. Let me see if I go into the root word etymology. When you go into the root word, they say Gershom or Gershom equals exile.
Mm-hmm.
Exile from the land, which means you were already a member of the land.
A member of the land.
And then
So
go,
because you had to be exiled, you had to be a member of the land. You already had was to be a member of the land. Through your ancestors. Like for instance, myself. Alright? My father is Haitian. Alright? But look where I am. I'm exiled here in Trinidad here. Right? I exile here in Trinidad here.
and when you go to the root word, it's the root Hebrew word, yeah.
You see?
They go right, they trail right on.
Right? To thrust out, to cast out.
Garash.
Yeah, garage, yeah. To thrust out, to cast out, to drive out, to expel, divorce, put away, thrust away. Right?
Then the Lord said that he will, if we sin against him, he will spew us out
He
of
can't.
the land. Just like how we do the Canaanites.
I go back to the same Deuteronomy 10.
Yeah.
Right? So now, go back now to the. Let me I will do it here in the Exodus 12 and 49. Going to cross-reference it. Alright, Exodus 12 and 49. The stranger here now. Same thing, God. Alright, sojourner, a temporary inhabitant, a newcomer, lacking inherited rights. Right? Lacking inherited rights. Right? A foreigner, foreigners in Israel do conceded rights. Right? Because there is laws. I can't remember, I was to look it up where you have about, I think it's either in Exodus or Leviticus, where there's laws for if somebody return back to the land, if a stranger or foreigner return back to the land, they entitled to a lot of land and a sum of money and what have you, because this is just to prove that the Igbos are Israelites, right? Because the Igbos, they practice that same law to this day. If we go back to Biafra land in Nigeria, southern Nigeria, and we go up to the chief and whatnot, and we explain to him, well, we are descendants of the slaves from the transatlantic slave trade, what have you. You are automatically entitled to a parcel of land and a sum of money, brother man. They still practice that law to this day. Yeah, they still practice that law to this day. To this very sad day, they still practice that law. Right? So, that Esther 8 and 17, brother man, right? And to all you Christians, you will have the wrong idea, the wrong ideology, the wrong interpretation in respect to that Esther 8 and 17. Alright? Because give me Isaiah 14 and 1. Give me Jeremiah 30:16.
Second one.
And you can start with the Isaiah first.
Isaiah 14, verse 1.
Yeah, go ahead.
For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob.
You will have mercy on who?
Jacob.
Yeah.
And will yet choose Israel.
And will always choose Israel. How come he choose the other nations? Go ahead, Ak.
And set them in their own land.
And will set them in their own land. Go ahead.
And the strangers.
And the who?
Strangers.
And the strangers, which is the foreigners, the Israelite foreigners, go ahead.
Shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Go ahead.
And the people shall take them.
And the people shall take them, go ahead.
And bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them.
No, and the house of Israel shall possess them. Now that them they now go into the other nation, because to possess is to own. Alright? Because we cannot even if you want to play it as Israel, let me say we have we own people as servants unto us. There is laws concerning that where they only serve you for 7 years and you have to let them go with a piece of money. Right?
It was done in righteousness.
Can. Alright? Go ahead, Ak. And the people shall possess them.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids.
Yeah, there is the other nation is going to have them in the land for servants and handmaids, starting at you, Esau, Edom. Right?
And they shall take them captives.
And they shall what?
Take them captives, whose captives they were.
And we shall take them captives, whose captives we were. So now, if Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai was having an all-inclusive with all the other nations on them, how this prophecy could be fulfilled? How this prophecy could be fulfilled?
What about the prophecy in Revelation 29, 9 and 10?
Can.
Alright?
Can.
And they had us in captivity.
Thank you.
So does the Lord forget that?
Like they feel the Lord forget that. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And he's going to rule over our oppressors. Well,
and it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
No, I said it. I said it. Go to the Jeremiah 30:16, you know.
This book of Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 16.
Yeah, go ahead.
Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
All they that devour us shall be devoured. Go ahead.
Right? And all thine adversaries.
No some.
All. And if you go back to Psalm 83, you will get a listing of all our enemies, which are adversaries. Right? So how the hell you understand how absurd it is that the doctrine they bring in? It's a doctrine of devils, right? Because if the Lord say we will devour all our adversaries, right? And all those who put us in captivity in chains, we will have them in chains. Then how the hell they could be joined unto us? You know? How the hell, you know, the Romans in 9th chapter, we kill them.
Well, is that I want to go into in a bit?
Yeah, let me continue here. Go ahead. Right? Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
Every one of them shall go into captivity.
Every one of them.
So then, how the hell? Here it is. When I go to Ezekiel 44, right? Ezekiel 44. Let's be with Baba Kosha. When I go to Ezekiel 44, it's telling you, Ezekiel 44 and 6, and thou shalt say to the rebellious, even to the house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, O ye house of Israel, let it suffice you of all your abominations, in that ye have brought into my sanctuary strangers uncircumcised to heart and uncircumcised in flesh, to be in my sanctuary to pollute it, even my house, when ye offer my bread, the fat of the blood, and they have broken thy covenant because of all your abominations. Right? And the strangers, it going into the other nations. Right? Because Israel like to hold on to the other nations and want to say they could bring them into our thing and pollute it with the doctrines of the other nations. This is what Israel have been doing from all the way back then.
Yeah.
Right? So,
I continue here. Yeah. Right? So every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
Everyone that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
And all that prey upon thee will I give for prey. You know? And that's all the nations.
That's all the nations.
All of them. Because Psalm 83, 18 chapter list out the Edom, tabernacles at Edom, Moab, Ammon. And in fact, Moab and Ammon not even allowed to enter until our congregation.
No.
Hey brother, go and get the scripture there now too, because that is proof alone. Right?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 3. Say, an Ammon an Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh, even to the 10th generation.
Even to the what?
10th generation.
Yeah, even to the 10th generation. But you want to bring a Chinese into this? But you ought to be a madman. Go ahead.
Say, they shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh forever.
Right? They shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai forever. Right? Forever.
That's a long time. So that alone disqualified heathens, you know. So when you talk about strangers, these heathen nations can't enter, right? You know, Lord forbid them. And that just go back to all your wicked Christianity, because Christianity don't believe in law, they believe the law is done away with. Most of them. Right?
Even in Christianity, they believe, because what they build is a spiritual tower, Babel. Right? So they believe in the togetherness and bringing all nations under one particular religion, right? One belief.
Alright, so there's Isaiah 51:22. It reads, Thus saith the Lord, thus saith Yahweh, Yahweh power and thy power, that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out the cup of thine hand, the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, Bow down, that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as a ground and as a street to them that went over. Right? So judgment is coming unto these nations. Right? Here it is. You all been doing us all these wickedness. All these wickedness. Now you're seeing me coming back. Now you're seeing that we're waking up, a matter of fact. I'm coming back to our heritage. Right? Leaving you all out. Right? Because we started a sense in we head that you all never loved us. Now you all want to all love and fellowship and what have you.
Now they talk about reparation.
Yeah.
Reparation. You want the reparation? Well, let's slap all in chains.
Right? Look down to Ezra on Nehemiah, boy.
Yeah.
I must know, I will tell you. Alright. This is Ezra. This is Ezra 4:1. Now when the adversaries, now this going into the same Medo-Persian captivity, right? Concerning Esther, right? After Artaxerxes and Cyrus and whatnot pass the order that they give we that we could go on and build the temple, rebuild back the temple.
Yeah.
Right? Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord, unto Yahweh power of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your power as you do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. Now, the reason why they say we've been sacrificing unto him, unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai since that king, because I go all the way back to Shalmaneser in him, the Assyrian king, because that goes all the way back to him when he had taken the northern kingdom into captivity and replace Samaria with, you will get an account in I think it's either 2 Kings 17 or 1 Kings 17, 132. Alright? Where he bring these Hamites into our land, and the Hamites and them was living as they usually live, vile and renegade and sick and nasty. And the Yahweh Shai started send lions and whatnot amongst them, until they had us to bring a Levite priest to show them the ways and whatnot, how to live in the land. Alright? So, within their mindset, kill them dead, you know, over the years going forward from generation to generation, you know, the descendants kill them dead that they belong to the land, that they have some part to play with the land. Right? Hence the woman with the water by the well, who thought well, you know, who thought well, you know, well, she because she said my father Abraham, whatnot, or Jacob or something. So one out of the two, right? That's roughly paraphrasing. Abraham, yeah, you understand? Yeah, had part of this well, had part to play with this well and whatnot. Have you, right? And your shadow to pull up on she. Right? So kill them dead here that they could have come when we was building. Right? They said, Let us build with you, for we seek your God as you do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel, which is, and this is what this has the no new thing under the sun, right? The same way how our forefather Zerubbabel tell it this year. But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, Ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power. You have nothing to do with us, all right, to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves will build unto the Lord Yahweh of power of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, had commanded us. And this is what we telling you here now. We don't want you all, we don't need you all. Right? We will build this third temple here. The spiritual temple here. We will build it unto our God. Because you have nothing to do with us. You nations have nothing to do with us. Right? We're going there. You got anything there?
Well, I have two scriptures.
Bring it out.
That's for the with regards to the heathens, right?
Yeah, bring it out.
Right, there's Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 15. It says, Behold, the nations as a drop of a bucket. Right? And are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing.
Right, so the nation is just a balance. The other nation, let me just a balance of the scale. Go ahead.
Yeah. And also, jumping on to verse 17, it says, All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing.
And the nations are counted to him less than nothing.
And vanity,
which is just nothing.
Right?
They are nothing.
Yeah, we have precept for that too.
Is that the second adjust?
Yeah.
5 and 54.
Yeah.
If you want, you can bring it out.
This is second Ezra chapter 6, verse
Yeah,
54.
1 and 5 there, 6 verse 54. So,
And
yeah.
after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him came we all.
We all came from Adam. Go ahead.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Can't. So you see the separation there. And the people all, that word and. So you see the separation there by that simple word and. And the people also, right? Whom thou hast chosen. Go ahead.
Say, all this have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sake.
Right? He made us the world for our sakes. Go to Jeremiah 31, Jeremiah 35, 31. Baba Kosha.
31 and
31 and 35. So
31 and
that,
35.
yeah, Jeremiah 31 and 35. Baba Kosha. Let me prove that. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good, right?
The book of Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 35.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, thus saith Yahweh power, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night,
Go ahead.
which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar.
Go ahead.
And Yahweh of hosts is his name.
Of
Right?
course is his name. Go ahead.
If those ordinances depart from
Right.
before me,
The sun, the moon, the sea, the stars, everything. If all them ordinances cease.
and Lord said those things are forever,
Can't.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1, right?
Yeah.
Right? Saith Yahweh, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation
Yeah.
before me forever.
Can't. Go down more.
Right? Thus saith Yahweh, if heaven above can be measured,
Yeah, that is why you all try to see.
and you know it can be, that same scripture in Ecclesiastes first chapter talk about it can't be measured.
Yeah.
Men look to try to measure it, but they
You
can't.
can't.
Right? Right? If
So
heaven
I try to tell you the depth of the ocean is so much and so much trillions and meters down.
God.
Go ahead.
Thus saith Yahweh, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done.
God.
Saith Yahweh. You know?
Go back to Isaiah 14. Go back to Isaiah 14 and 1. He would yet choose Israel.
Yeah, choose Israel.
Right?
Yeah, choose Israel.
So when they go back to the second and just 6 and 54, let's finish it off quick. Let's a few more.
Yeah, now I have a short one in Esther too.
Yeah.
Esther too,
When I done this, you will
Yeah.
be that one in the rest of Esther.
Yeah.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, which is spit, right? And have likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel, right? And when you go down more, it speaks about how these heathen, who has ever been reputed as nothing, they are lords over us, they are rulers over us. Right? Excuse me. So how you expect for these heathens now to come in these last days and be all brotherly love and what have you? Outside there with that boy. Yeah, go ahead now, Yashalam.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
Alright, so this is the rest of Esther. I'll just read the first two verses and I'll jump down to it, right? Rest of Esther chapter 14 and verse 1. Queen Esther also being in fear of death, resorted unto Yahweh Shai, and laid away her glorious apparel, and put on the garments of anguish and mourning. And instead of precious ointment, she covered her head with ashes and dung. And she humbled her body greatly, and all the places of her joy she filled with her torn hair. Right? And she prayed unto Yahweh, power of Israel, saying, O my Lord, thou only art our king. Help me, desolate woman, which have no helper but thee. Right? Jumping down now, verse 11 say, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, give not thy scepter,
Which is a rulership.
God.
Give me Revelations 2. I will ask. Give me Revelations 2 and the last couple of verses. I will tell you exactly. Continue reading your Shalom.
Right? Verse 11, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, give not thy scepter,
Which is your rulership,
unto them that be nothing.
unto them that be nothing. Start from 25, go down to 28. I will ask Baba Kosha. Revelation
Right?
2.
I'll continue, right?
Yeah.
So that they are nothing.
Can't.
Right? And Esther Esther was living among them.
Can.
She knew the heathens, you know.
So then how the hell, this is what I can understand. Here it is, and this is what is confirm all pastors with. All they say salvation for all, but when you read the scriptures, Yahweh total destruction, annihilation, elimination, extermination of Esau, Edom. How then salvation could be for all? Explain that for me. When they try to explain, when they know Jesus Christ come to I say, alright. I say, but any Messiah say he come to do not his will, but the will of his Father. Right? And Yahweh he don't change. Any Father say he don't change. Malachi 3:6. So then, and this is what has come with them. I say, so then when he I say, but and how does he Moses speak? Not through his prophets. Yeah. Right? And he say he's a God, he shouldn't lie, and he speak through prophets. Yeah. So then you making the Messiah a liar and the prophets a liar then.
Yeah. And he doesn't change, man.
And he doesn't change.
Yeah.
There is end up being dumbfounded. They can't.
Yeah, they can't.
They can't answer.
Because the Lord say he'll give us a mouth that cannot be was roughly paraphrasing, that they can't gainsay. Right? They can't gainsay and they can't come against us. That is the book of Luke.
Every single pastor that I come across and I come to them at that angle, they always trips up. Always. It works every time. Because why? It is the truth. Right? So continue the scripture now.
Right? That's Esther 14:11 and reading over. O Yahweh, give not thy scepter unto them that be nothing.
Yeah.
And let them not laugh at our fall. But turn their device. And that device is nowhere going around it right now. And the device, right, upon themselves, and make him an example that had begun this against us.
Because when you go to Lamentations, just hold the thing, huh? When you go to Lamentations, Lamentations 2:15, it reads, all that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Question mark. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found it. We have seen it. We have seen the day that these niggers, these specks, these jigaboos, yeah, these African dodgers, yeah, all the proverb and byword that are call us, we finally get to see the downfall. Alright? The Lord had done that which he had devised. He had fulfilled his word, which is what prophecy, that he had commanded in the days of old. He had thrown down and had not pity. He had caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He had set up the horn of thine adversaries. Alright? But hey, this year is according to Isaiah, according to Lamentations 4:21. Right? He will no more carry us away into captivity. This is our last. Right? So rejoice and be glad. All not only you Edom, all you as nations. Right? You have the revelation there. Yeah. Right? So let's go into this chapter. Go ahead now.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
To him will I give power over the nations. So then how... Read.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken.
And that rod of iron goes into the scepter.
To shivers.
Right? The rulership, right? He was going to rule them with a rod of iron. You understand? Go ahead now.
Even as I received of my father.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I will give him the morning star. He that
go ahead.
had an ear, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the churches.
Alright? This is what it is. those strangers, right, and those people that became Jews, right, those strangers as Israelites and those people that became Jews, alright, in that Esther 8 and 17, it was Israelites along with heathen, but the heathens didn't actually become, they were just following.
The same thing like when you follow the heathens customs.
Can. Because when you go back to Zechariah, I think it's Zechariah or Zephaniah, where it talks about and they shall go up to the mountain. That's roughly paraphrasing. Let's see if I can get it quick here. Or Zephaniah 1:32. God will highlight it somewhere. And they shall go up to the mountain to seek the Lord. Let us go up to the mountain to seek the Lord. Our guide us not. God had it That's somebody. See if you can find it from an Irish one.
What are you looking for?
How does go by and what they shall say, let us go up unto the mountain of the Lord. Something like that, so. Let us go up unto the mountain of the Lord.
Isaiah 2 and 3?
No, it's not in Isaiah.
Micah 4 and 2? And many nations shall come and say, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord.
Is Micah 4 and 2?
Yeah. And to the house of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
Let me see.
And we will walk in his path. Yeah. Micah 4 and 2, yeah.
Read it out.
Read it out?
Yeah, read it out. I'm not so far I can find that Micah. I know I didn't have it on.
Highlight.
Yeah. Yep. Read from one.
Here's Micah 4 and 1.
Yeah.
It said, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh shall...
Which is the governmental structure, right? Which is Yahweh, right? Yahweh Shai, King David, the 144,000. Go ahead.
Shall be established in the top of the mountain.
Which is what? The top of which mountain? This wicked elite system which is going to be cast down, alright? And we're going to set up our governmental structure on top of that, right? We're going to be the new ruling class. We're going to be the new elite. We're going to be the new world order.
Remember in this Man of Steel, when General Zod, when Superman asked him, so how are you going to build all the kingdom?
Yeah.
When he looked down, see all these skulls on the ground. And he mash it and he walk on it. He's going to be built on the bones, the blood, the flesh and the blood, right? Because the earth going to be saturated with the blood.
With the blood, yeah.
You know?
Go ahead.
So, yeah.
And it shall be exalted.
And it shall be exalted above the hills.
Right, which is the smaller governmental structures like Rowley and you know, these insignificant ones now, boy. You know, these irrelevant, is even irrelevant that could use it?
Yeah.
Yeah, who irrelevant? Yeah. Go ahead.
Irrelevant puppets.
Yeah, go ahead.
And people shall flow unto it.
Yeah.
And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh.
Right? This is after they done served 1,000 years of slavery. This is when all the nations that was going to be able to serve Yahweh by who? By how? By serving us. And by following our ways, our laws, our statutes, our commandments. Alright? When they done served 1,000 years slavery, They're going to go back to their lands, right? They're going to have their leaders, right? But their leaders is going to instruct them, right, to follow the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the nation of Israel. Well, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and to serve Israel. They are going to be subservient unto us, right? Tributaries unto us, right? Go ahead.
He said, many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh and to the house of the power of Jacob.
Of the who?
House of the power of Jacob.
Why not the God of the whole world? Still here, still. Why not? Go ahead.
And he will teach us of his ways.
And he will what?
Teach us of his ways.
Can. This is a future prophecy. But these nations, they have to go through they have to go through their portion of slavery. It ain't that. It ain't that. They have to go through the slavery. They feel it's going to be all laddie-daddy. Go ahead.
And we will walk in his path. For the Lord shall go forth of Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
You know when I come to my head there. So if the Lord done away with, right? So then how come in this prophecy here, which is a future prophecy, the Lord looking to go and establish back the Lord? You see how stupid these niggas is, right?
Yeah, but the new covenant is the same law written in our inward parts, which is what? In your mind, right? And the reason in the first place why we couldn't keep the law properly is because of this flesh, the terrestrial body. But when you get, Lord willing, you get that celestial body, right? And it'll be imprinted into our mind. So we will naturally live out the laws. We won't be breaking it anymore. You know?
But this goes to show that the mindset that these men in, right? Because they want to continue in this system, right? Following hedonistic customs. You understand? And as they say, their belief is that the Lord already came and take the elect and leave them here, I don't know to do what.
And why they still teaching the law? If they say that the law will no longer be taught in Israel, if all Israelites will already have the law in their mind, so no need to teach any Israelites. They should only be teaching Esau and them. Right? And heathens.
These men say it have no future prophecy. All the prophecies
already filling something.
Yeah, because the word went out to the four corners of the earth back then.
Alright. We are trying to study them. Them fellas on their own scenes.
No more than that?
No,
I just a quick example in the book of Judith of the heathen, trying to follow our customs. Right, you see book of Judith, chapter 14, right, and verse 6, this is right after Judith killed Holofernes. Holofernes, right? Then they called Achior out of the house of Ozias, and when he was come,
the Ammonite, the Japanese.
Ammonite, Achior the Ammonite. He was the same one who said in Judith 5 and 20 that if we sin, then they be vulnerable. But if we keep the law, don't go against them, or else we made a laughing stock. Alright? So Judith 14 and 6, it say, then they called Achior out of the house of Ozias, and when he was come and saw the head of Holofernes in a man's hand in the assembly of the people, he fell down on his face, and his spirit failed.
His spirit what?
Failed.
Yeah, his spirit feel like, nah boy, yeah boy. But I fall in line.
But when they had recovered him, he fell at Judith's feet and reverenced her and said, blessed art thou in all the tabernacle of Judah and in all nations, which hearing thy name shall be astonished. Now therefore tell me all the things that thou hast done in these days. Then Judith declared unto him in the midst of the people all that she had done, right? From the day that she went forth until that hour, she spake unto them, right? She told them everything. And when she had left off speaking, the people shouted with a loud voice and made a joyful noise in their city. So she was a woman who was in the right order, and she was a devout woman of the Lord, a true daughter of Sarah, right? Verse 10 say, and when Achior had seen all that the God of Israel had done, he believed in the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, greatly, and circumcised the flesh of his foreskin, and was joined unto the house of Israel unto this day.
Yeah, you don't know, they go watch that and see, tell her, no.
He still don't get the blessings of
He's not
Israel.
going to get no blessings or
Still
anything like that. He's going to be a self-servient. He's going to be a servant unto Israel.
As Apostle Paul say, he will be a blessing unto Israel.
Yeah.
A blessing means a slave.
Yeah.
You bow down.
Can.
Yeah.
You understand? So,
Yeah.
and if you don't believe, we go to Isaiah 60 and 12, I think, and you will see, right? There is no way you can tell me that Isaiah 16 are going into slavery. There is no way. Alright? So, with that, I hope you was edified through the power and spirit of your Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, we was here long enough. Alright?
And all praises to Yahweh
Yeah,
Hashem Yahushai.
all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Want to say something like that?
No.
Alright? So, with that, Kal Halayam, La Alahayam Nawa,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash.
Alright, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, who taught us the truth. Alright? Shalom unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth through the four corners of the earth, on the highways and the byways, risking their lives and the freedom to do so now, so more than ever for the truth. Shalom unto the speckled blood Israelites, the strangers, yeah? The good shams, yeah? Yeah? Shalom unto them, alright? And shalom unto the very few but faithful upwards.
And the
Right?
sincere sisters.
Yeah, sincere sisters who is in this truth. Alright? So with that, there's your brother Kahan.
But I Warash.
Shalom.
Alright, we're signing out from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad. Shalom. Yeah.